You should be checking out the Pedal Commander for your 2019 and newer Silverado if you're looking to eliminate the sometimes annoying lag caused by the drive-by-wire system in your truck. Now, the Pedal Commander will feature 4 different modes with 9 levels of sensitivity adjustment and can be had for right around that $400 price point. Install is going to be a simple plug-and-play job here, guys. Their Foresight's going to call this soft 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, maybe 30 minutes of your time to complete from start to finish. But as always, hang with me for a bit and we'll walk you through that job later in the video. So if you didn't know, these devices connect to the throttle pedal connection in your truck and through the different modes basically manipulate the voltage to change the throttle sensitivity of your rig. Now, these are not tuning devices, and as a result, they will not add any horsepower or torque to your truck, but at the same time, they will not alter your truck's calibration and therefore will not be detectable like a tune would be when it comes to servicing or warrantying your truck. But to give you a little backstory here, guys, nowadays most if not all modern cars or trucks utilize what's called a drive-by-wire system, meaning when you hit the gas, a throttle pedal sends a digital signal to the ECU or PCM, and at that point the ECU or computer basically tells the throttle body to open and by how much. Now, even though this all happens extremely fast, there are still instances where part throttle inputs tend to result in a laggy feeling, if you will. You hit the pedal, nothing seems to happen for a second or two. Well, that's where devices like the throttle or pedal commander come into play. Now, what the pedal commander is going to do is basically alter that voltage signal, which in turn will cause the throttle body to open more or even less in some cases, depending on your mode and of course your throttle input. Now, for instance, modes like City, Sport, and Sport Plus, the pedal commander is basically going to incrementally increase the voltage given the same pedal input to make the truck feel like it's doing more but with less input. Now, this is actually the opposite with Eco mode, where the pedal commander is basically going to reduce or dumb down the voltage given that same input in an attempt to increase fuel economy and basically traction on those slippery days. Now, this particular option does feature 4 different modes, again with 9 levels of sensitivity adjustment each, making for a grand total of 36 different settings, which really allow you to fine-tune your driving experience. Now, on top of that, the pedal commander here is Bluetooth compatible and is one of the only options that do feature both Apple and Android app support. Now, the app itself is very attractive, I think, very easy to use, so that is certainly worth mentioning for truck owners out there who prefer to control things on their phone and maybe want to just hide the physical box itself somewhere out of the way. If not, well, the controller itself is, as you can see, very small, very easy to navigate or mount, and we're actually going to show you just how to get this thing installed now and walk you through some of the modes. Check it out.
First thing we're going to do is open our package up, get our pedal commander out. You're going to see it has a bracket on the back of it. They're going to give you some Velcro, an alcohol wipe, and what we're going to do is we're going to figure out where we're going to mount it. We're going to fish our wires down through the dash, hook them up to our throttle, and at that point we'll have this all ready, and then we'll mount this, and then we'll start looking into hooking it up to the Bluetooth. So let's get started by fishing our wires down through down underneath the steering column. So now I'm going to take my wires, I'm going to fish them down through the dash like that, because I'm going to end up mounting my pedal commander like right here. I think that's going to be a good place. We'll reroute our wires in, bring them over top, and mount our pedal commander. Something like that. That's what we'll do after we get to that point. Now that we have our wires fished down through, we're going to install them onto the throttle underneath the dash. So now we're going to disconnect our connector, which is right here. I don't know if you can see it. And what you're going to do is push up on the red clip. You're going to hear a click, and then underneath it is a black little tab right there, which is what I disconnected. Now we're going to take our connector that we disconnected and hook up to our pedal commander. I'm going to do this one-handed. We'll start by putting the top piece of the pedal commander. You'll hear a click just like that. And I'm going to take the other part and connect that to the connector that we took off. You're going to have to try to do it if you can get under there with both hands. I suggest that I'm doing it one-handed. And there it's and that's it. So now we have our connection made down there. I'm going to remove our bracket from our pedal commander. I'm going to take the alcohol swab that they gave us in the kit. I'm going to find a place to mount it, clean that surface really good. And once I get that clean, I'm going to take the Velcro that they give us in the kit, make sure that dries, place one part of the Velcro here, take the other piece, stick that in the back of our bracket, put it back on our pedal commander. Attach it to our dash. Make sure our wires are out of the way. And with that there, what you're going to do then is you can go underneath the dash, tie up the excess wires with some wire ties so that they don't get near your brake pedal or your gas pedal. And now we will download our app and look at the Bluetooth option on this pedal commander. Now we have our pedal commander hooked up. I have the ignition on. You're going to hit the star button. That'll take you into your modes up top here. So I'm going to start in economy mode. Now, to adjust your sensitivity, you're going to use the plus and minuses. When you're in each mode, you're able to adjust the sensitivity. The more you go up, the more sensitive the throttle will be. When you go down, the less it'll be. You have economy, city, sport, and sport plus. So obviously, each different mode is going to give you different sensitivity as you drive the vehicle. So now this pedal commander has a Bluetooth option, which I'm going to go through now, and we'll set the Bluetooth option so that we have that. So once you download the pedal commander app, you're going to download it to your phone. Then you're going to come up to this page here. It's going to say legal disclaimer. You're going to hit I agree. Then it's going to take you to connect to a Bluetooth device. You're going to look for the pedal commander device. Once you find that, you'll click on it, and then it's going to open up a screen and ask you for that serial number on the back of your device. Once you punch that serial number in, it'll go to continue. You're going to hit try to connect, and it should connect to the device. And once it connects just like that, then you're going to be able to use, instead of using the module, you'll be able to use your phone the same way. You can change the sport mode, sport, city, economy, plus you have the plus and minus buttons here to increase or decrease sensitivity. So it depends on how you want to use this device, whether you want to use it through the Bluetooth or you want to use it through the module, but that's pretty much how you connect to Bluetooth to it. And then you have the option to just use it with your phone instead of using the device. That wraps up this review and install of our Pedal Commander Bluetooth throttle response controller for 19 to 22 Silverado 1500s. Thanks for watching, and for all things Silverado, keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.